Hello guys and gals, and welcome! Today we are going to be going over, as you can tell by the graphic up in the top left hand corner, unique gloves. So this is the second video in a series of videos that I plan to do on pretty much all the uniques in the game. And then I plan to do some sets as well, which I think would be pretty fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over each one of the individual items, and we're going to talk about them. There's not that many unique gloves, not compared to, unique rings and amulets like the last one I did. So this one should be a little bit quicker. Now, the first pair of gloves that you can get is a level 5 requirement, so very low level. It has 3% mana steal, 3% life steal, so it can be very good for just about any melee or ranged class. Anybody who's whacking something with a stick or a hammer or a sword or whatever it is that you got in your hand. 20% enhanced defense, so it's fairly good defense for a level 5 item. And then of course it has 10 defense also, 20 to mana, which at level 5, 20 to mana is actually amazing. And then poison resist, which would be very nice to help with Andariel. There is a little bit of variance on the Hand of Broc. And let me just, I forgot to actually pull these up. So the enhanced defense is the only variance, and it's 10 to 20. So it can be anywhere from 10% to 20%. So not really a huge deal. I don't think anyone's going to be hunting perfect Hand of Brocs. The next one on the list is the Bloodfist Heavy Gauntlets. Bloodfist Heavy Gauntlets are the unique item of Heavy Gauntlets, obviously. They have 10% IAS, which is very nice at level 9, and 30% faster hit recovery. Which early on in the game, when you have basically no hit recovery, 30% is a ton. And then it has +5 to minimum damage, which again is very nice at level 9. The defense on them is pretty decent with the 20% enhanced, the 10 plus, plus the 10 defense, and then 40 extra life at level 9. Freaking awesome. As you can see, I only have 100 health to begin with, so that's pretty much like a 50% bonus to my health at level 9. And just in general, very nice for pretty much any class that wants faster hit recovery and an increased attack speed. So, looking really good there with our low-level glove items. There is a little bit of variance on this one, again, with the 10 to 20% enhanced defense. So, not a big deal. Chances are if you find either of those, no matter what the defense is, you'll be looking at using them on your low-level characters. So, the next piece is chance guards. Now, chance guards are great to find early on because it's a 40% better magic chance of magic items. You see it has attack rating, it has pretty good defense, 200% extra gold for monsters, +2 to light radius. So in general, you can see that its main draw there is the 40% better chance of magic items. So, if you were to tag that with 2 Nagel rings, which is 30-30, that's 60. So 60 plus 40 is 100. You grab a Ghoul dagger, that's another 100. You'd be looking at 200 right off the bat. Get yourself a Tancred's amulet and one other Tancred's piece, like the helmet or the boots, and you're looking at 78%. So you got like 278% right there. Very low level items too, so level 15, like Ghoul Dagger is level 4, Nagel Rings I think are like level 10 or something like that. So an interesting item to get your hands on early on because it will definitely help you find those better items later on. Then we have Magefist Light Gauntlets, which give +1 to all fire skills, 20% faster cast. Great for a sorceress, really, a fire sorceress. Of course, the faster cast will work for anybody, whether you're a fire sorceress or not. But of course, +1 to fire skills gives +2 to any fire skill in the game. So even if you are a fire druid or a fire trap assassin. Of course, the thing about trap assassins is they actually use IAS instead of faster cast. So kind of up to you. But 20% faster cast with +1 to fire skills is actually pretty nice. If I were a fire sorceress or a fire druid, I would definitely be rocking a pair of mage fists early on in the game. And then you notice it also has regenerate mana by 25%. So again, great for a casting mana class user, especially if you focus on fire skills. Next is probably one of the most infamous pair of gauntlets. It's the Frostburg Goblets. And the Frostburg Goblets are infamous because, well, the increased maximum mana 40%. Out of all the stats on them, I believe the increased maximum mana 40% is probably the most sought after. It does has 5% enhanced damage, which is okay, but it's not really going to be an amazing number. So if you look at them, they really don't have a lot more going for them other than that increased maximum mana 40%. You know, they have 5% enhanced damage, 1 to 6 cold, they have decent defense. But look at my mana here. So I have 100 mana points. I slap on a pair of Frostburg Gauntlets, and now I'm at 140%. 140 mana. So literally just whatever my mana is, 40% slapped on right on top. And if you're a energy shield sorceress, you know, and you're building your mana specifically to be your hit point pool, you tack on some Frostburn Gauntlets, 2 Soges, which Soges have 25% apiece, so you're looking at 40% plus 25. So you're looking at 90% to your maximum mana right off the bat. And so basically, like, whatever this number is, it's going to almost double it. And that's before you start adding in anything else that is augmenting your mana as well. So great gauntlets early on for mana users. However, it does have a rather high strength requirement at 60. So a lot of sorceresses might avoid them just simply because they might not want to put that many points into strength. It's kind of up to the individual player. Next pair of gloves that we have on the list here is Venom Grip. So Venom Grip gauntlets are, as you can see, very poison themed. Let me just go back here real quick for just a second. I forgot to talk about the variance on chance cards. So it's 25 to 40% is the variance. So you definitely can get what's called a perfect chance cards. So, you know, if you got a 25% chance cards, it wouldn't be the greatest. The extra gold does not vary, and pretty much none of the other stats except for the defense vary. So you're looking at 25 to 40% on those. If you can manage to find yourself a 40% chance cards, that's going to be a perfect one. And let me take a break just for a second here because I want to show you how to make him sing.
Let me see him. I have to talk to him to make him sing.
I have to talk to him. Ah, look, he's singing some. Look at this little dance and everything. All right. What was his name again? Is it Gizmo? Gizmo. All right. So, what was the other one we were looking at?
Wait, hold on. He wants to say bye.
I'll see you later, Gizmo. So Frostburns has very little variance as well. It's pretty much just the defense again. All right. So the next piece of unique gloves is the Venom Grip Gauntlets, which, as we just looked at, is a very poison damage pair of gloves. You can see it has plus 60 poison damage over 4 seconds, 5% lifesteal. We got 5% crushing blow, which isn't like the most amazing thing in the world, but an extra, like, you might need 5% to round out your build. 160% enhanced defense, so we're looking at 118. Not bad. It has 25 defense also. And then plus 5% to maximum poison resist with, again, more poison stacked on top. So, you know, this might be something interesting for a character who needs crushing blow and lifesteal. You know, and as maybe a rabies druid, somebody who's focusing directly on, you know, poison damage. The variance on this is mainly in the defense again. So the defense can vary between 130 to 160%, and the base, so the plus defense can also vary between 15 to 25. The next one we're looking at is called Gravepalm. So this is the unique Sharkskin Gauntlets. And as you can see, it's 200% damage to undead, 200 attack rating against undead, 100%, 180% enhanced defense, 10 to strength, 10 to energy. So a very interesting pair of gloves to go up against a, you know, undead monster. Something maybe you would use in Act 2, you know, in Nightmare, or Act 2 Hell when you're inside of the tombs of Tal Rasha. All right, the next pair of gloves that we have are the Ghoulhide Heavy Bracers. So the Gravepalm Sharkskin gloves actually do have quite a bit of variance to them. The defense can vary from 140 to 180. The damage to undead can vary from 100 to 200%. And the attack rating against undead can also vary between 100 to 200. So you can find some pretty crappy Gravepalm Sharkskin Gauntlets, or gloves. Alright, so next on the list we have the Ghoulhide. Ghoulhide Heavy Bracers. Ghoulhide Heavy Bracers are, again, undead damage. So 198% damage to undead based on character level. My character is level 99 right now. So as you can see, 198% based on that. So it looks like about 2 points per level. So 2 times 99 would obviously get us somewhere around 198. 792 attack rating against undead, 5% mana steal. So again, we've got 2 pairs of gloves here. Both of them seem to be very specifically against, you know, undead characters. Or undead monsters, sorry. So PVM gloves, definitely PVM gloves. We're looking at, you know, undead damage, undead attack rating, undead damage, undead attack rating. These kind of gloves are great to have around when you come across, like for instance, if you're in Act 2 Hell inside of Tal Rasha's tomb, where like 90% of all the monsters are undead. Not bad, but you know, again, not really that great for like PvP. Here we have Lava Gout Gauntlets. Let me just make sure here, because I forgot to check the variants on the Ghoul Hides. Alright, so here we go. Here's the Ghoul Hides. So the Ghoulhide Heavy Bracers are 150 to 190% enhanced defense, depending on, you know, what they roll. And they have a pretty heavy variance on pretty much everything. So they can be between 8 to 792 attack rating, obviously, because it's +8 per level. But then they can have 2 to 198% because it's +2 per level on the damage to undead. The mana steal can vary between 4 to 5%. So these gloves, the Ghoulhide, the Gravepalm, they have quite a large amount of variance in how effective they are. Obviously, the Ghoulhide is more varied on your level, and the Gravepalm is just, you can get crappy ones. All right, so next we have the Lava Gout Crusaders Gauntlets. All right, so let's go ahead and pull those up here. So the Lava Gout Crusader Gauntlets have a 2% chance to cast level 10 enchant on striking. So that's going to give you some extra fire damage, not bad. 20% increased attack speed, which is always nice to have. Extra fire damage on top, so not only are you going to get the enchant fire damage, but you're also going to get the 13 to 46 from fire. And if we take a look real quick at enchant, we can find out what the damage on level 10 enchant is. So level 10 enchant, according to this, it's 27 to 39. That seems rather low. And 101% increased attack rating. Because it gets a large number of synergies from Warmouth, and of course Warmouth is beefing it up ridiculously. So it's mainly going to be an attack rating bonus there from Lava Gout, and not really so much a damage bonus from the enchant. But 100% extra attack rating is definitely not nothing to shake a stick at there. So we got 200% enhanced defense. They're rocking 204 defense, not bad. Just some extra fire resist thrown on there because they are, you know, lava. And half freeze duration, which may or may not be useful depending on whether you already have, you know, cannot be frozen on a piece of equipment. No, don't mess up my order. All right, so these are the last of the Mohicans. And before we go any further, let me just double check here. So Lava Gout has a variance of 150 to 200% on its defense. And that's pretty much it. So when you find a Lava Gout, it's pretty much only the defense that's going to vary at all. And that's not really that big of a deal. It does have a rather high strength requirement, though, at 151. So next on our list is the Warmouth Hell Gauntlets. They also have a rather high strength requirement, but not as high as the Lava Gouts. And they are 4% chance to cast level 12 Firestorm on striking, 2% chance to cast level 4 Meteor on striking, extra fire damage, 200% enhanced defense, and then, of course, 15 fire absorb, which is probably the most interesting stat out of all of the things on there. Now, the defense can vary, of course, from 150 to 200%. Seems to be pretty standard. And none of the other stats on this are variable. So you're going to find this, and it's going to be pretty much exactly like this with the exception of the defense level. Next on the list is the Dracul's Grasp, Vampire Bone Gauntlets. 5% chance to cast level 10 life tap. So a life tap is life steal. We could take a look real quick and we could go life tap. So here's life tap and then level 10 life tap. So we're looking at a duration of 36.7 or 36.6 seconds. And it is going to have a radius of 8.6 yards, which is fairly large. And it is going to give you health when you attack the target. It doesn't really say how much, though. I mean, I never really... Life Tap is a very useful skill. It provides an immense 50% life leech, which can make most of your minions nigh unkillable while being a great aid to melee characters. 50%. I never knew it was 50%. So interesting. Now, Vampire Bone Gauntlets Dracul's Grasp also has 10% lifesteal already. 25% chance of open wounds, which open wounds is actually a pretty good way to negate auto regeneration on targets. If you are fighting an Uber, for instance, Ubers cannot be, the regeneration on Ubers cannot be stopped by prevent monster heal. So open wounds is actually a good way to sort of counter the regeneration that an Uber has. 120% enhanced defense, which is pretty standard on these items. 15 to strength, plus 10 to life after each kill. So the variance on this is the defense, which is 90 to 120%. The strength can vary 10 to 15. The life after each kill can vary 5 to 10. Everything else, the chance to open wounds and the cast of life tap are static. They don't change. But the lifesteal is 7 to 10%. So these gloves can actually vary on a huge amount, but what I'm looking at here is you got life tap, which is a 50% lifesteal. It has lifesteal on it already, and it's just in general it seems like this would be great for a melee character who wants to ensure that they have no problem restoring all their massive amounts of hit points. Now, granted, there could be much better gloves out there for you, but 5% chance to cast life tap isn't anything to shake a stick at. It could come in handy in a lot of ways. A summoning druid, perhaps, who wants to keep his little summons alive, or I don't know. Perhaps a ranged Amazon, and then she could be spamming this, and life tap would be on all the targets. That way she could just tap one multi-arrow, and her health would just suck back up. A lot of interesting ways you could use this. All right, so next on the list is the Soul Drainer. Soul Drainer Vambraces. So these are 8% chance to cast level 3 Weakened on striking, 7% mana steal, 7% life steal, negative 50% to monster defense per hit, and 120% enhanced defense. So let's go over the first stat there, which is the negative 50% monster defense per hit. Now that right off the bat is going to help you immensely if you are a melee or ranged character, because you're going to be having no problems with attack rating. Every time you hit the monster, their defense is going to go down, and every time you hit them again, their defense is going to go down lower. And you're going to have, each time you hit, it's going to be successively easier to hit them over and over and over again. Of course, the life and mana steal is going to help you stay alive. And then the Weaken. So let's take a look real quick at Weaken. Decreases the damage the target can do. So we have level 3 Weaken on striking. So level 3 Weaken reduces the damage that the target does by 33%. So any target that you're going to cast this on is going to just simply deal 33% less damage to you. It lasts for 18.8 seconds at level 3 and has a radius of 7.3 yards. So it's going to be fairly good to take a little small group of monsters that you're fighting and make it harder for them to kill you. So variants on the Soul Drainer, we have 90 to 120% defense, 4 to 7 mana, 4 to 7 life, and that's pretty much it. So it's mainly just the defense and the life and mana steal that vary. The monster defense per hit stays the same, as well as the chance to cast weaken on striking. Lastly, we have Steelrend Ogre Gauntlets. They are I think the highest level item on this list at level 70, and they probably have the highest strength requirement too. As you can see, they have 60% enhanced damage, so a very interesting effect. However, this varies greatly. So it can be as low as 30%, and it caps out at 60. So you could find a rather poor Steelrend Ogre Gauntlets, especially, you know, with that huge variance there. 30 to 60 is a really big difference in damage. You're talking about, like if I deal 100, 30% is going to let me do 130, but if I have a 60% Ogre, that's going to be 160, and the higher your damage is, the greater that's going to scale. Now, it has a straight up 210 defense added to it, which is static. Sorry, not static. It's 170 to 210. So it's not a percentage, it's just added directly to it. That's what I meant by static. Then we have the 10% chance of Crushing Blow, which is nice. It's always nice to have Crushing Blow on your stuff. You want to stack that as high as you can. If you can get Crushing Blow to 100%, it will actually trigger 100% of the time. It's not like attack rating. Attack rating actually caps at 95%. So there's always a 5% chance you will miss. But Crushing Blow can actually stack all the way to 100%, and there is no chance that a hit that actually lands will not trigger Crushing Blow. So basically, if you have 100%, you know, you still have a 5% chance to miss because attack rating works that way. But all 95% of your hits, you know, all of those hits that actually land will trigger Crushing Blow if you're at 100%. And, you know, they tack on a nice little 20 strength there, which also varies between 15 to 20. But, you know, if you have 185 strength, hey, I mean, a little bit extra helps. Maybe you have some other ridiculous piece of equipment that you want to put on. I'm not sure. Yeah. So there we have it. These are the unique gloves that are in Diablo. Let's go over them one more time. We've got the Hand of Broc leather gloves. We've got the Bloodfist heavy gauntlets, Chance Guard chain gauntlets, or chain gloves, Ghoulhide heavy bracers, Frostburg Gauntlets, Venom Grip demon hide gloves, Gravepalm sharkskin gloves, Magefist light gauntlets, Lava Gout Crusader Gauntlets, which was actually the answer to the question in my little giveaway that I did a while back, Hellmouth War Gauntlets, Dracul's Grasp Vampire Bone Gloves, Soul Drainer Vam Braces, and then, of course, Steelrend Ogre Gauntlets. And I gotta admit that 60% enhanced damage and 10% crushing blow definitely look very sexy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little episode of unique gloves. If you are looking to find out how to find these gloves, I do have a video. It's called Let's Talk About Magic Find. And in that, I go through the process of explaining how you would find each one of these gloves. There is a link in there where you can figure out the area level. You can figure out the treasure class of the item. There is also a link where you could literally just put in, you know, the name of an item. So you could say, I'm looking for a unique item called Ogre Gauntlets. Where is the best place to find this? And it will recommend to you exact locations. So, you know, let's do that real quick, just as an example. So I'm going to pull up my bookmarks here. And we are going to open up Silo Pen. That's what it is, right? Yep. All right, so Silo Pen, we're going to go base item is unique. We're going to go that this is an elite item. And we are looking for Ogre Gauntlets. That's what we want. Oh, no, Steelrend Gauntlets. Not Ogre. The Ogre is the base item. Steelrend is the name of the item. And we are going to say that we have 400 magic find, and there are 8 players in the group, and we are searching. So let's go by bosses. Let's see what bosses would be the best. All right, so according to this, one of the best probabilities is Baal. in Hell, Fetid Defilers in Hell, in Worldstone Keep level 3 and level 1, Nihilak, I can't even say his name, in Halls of Vaught has a pretty good chance of dropping them in Hell, Rancid Defilers, and Rank Defilers also have a pretty good chance. So we're looking at Worldstone Keep level 3, Halls of Vaught, Worldstone Keep level 1, the Worldstone Chamber. Now let's go to Super Uniques, and let's see what it says about Super Uniques. So we're looking at Akmil the Cursed in Hell, Bartek the Bloody, Blaze Ripper has a good chance, he's in the Secret Cow level, Kalenzo the Annihilator, that's one of Bale's subjects, Doc Farin in Bloody Foothills has a decent chance, Frozenstein in the Frozen River in Hell, but as you can see, because this is a very high level item, it requires you to go to Hell. So let's look at something that's a low-level item like Hand of Broc, right? So we'll go normal, and then we're going to find Hand of Broc, which should be, where are you? Where's it? The Hand of Broc. It's the Hand of Broc. Silly. All right, so if we want to find a Hand of Broc can drop from Nightmare Andariel, normal Andariel. It can drop from pretty much anywhere, normal, nightmare, hell. They're saying that the best probability looks like normal Andariel, Catacombs level 4. So, if you wanted a Hand of Broc, I guess you could farm normal Andariel. And this link will be in the description of the video. It's called DropCalc Silo Pen. DropCalc.silospen.com. /item.php, but that's, like I said, it's going to be in the description of the video, so have a look out for that. Keep an eye out for more of these videos, by the way. We have finished the amulets and rings. This is the gloves video, and next, I don't know, boots maybe, belts, something that doesn't take up too much inventory space, because I'm going to work on some of the larger, ridiculous items later. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Unique Gloves.